Don't play with Mama Bear. This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Brand new shirt, Faith Not Fear. My favorite shirt that I put out thus far. I think it's the most invaluable concept of reality that we can live in is having faith over fear. You can get this shirt. Link is in the description section. Put in discount code United We Stand, one word. United We Stand, get 20% off the entire store, including this item here. I'm doing it just for my YouTube people because I love y'all and I appreciate all that y'all have done. But y'all already know what to do. So let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, don't you mess with Mama Bear. Don't mess with Mama Bear. This is where Democrats are going to take a L, dog. When you start messing with women and their children, you are going to fail miserably. Somebody came to me. I'm going to play the video, I promise. Somebody came to me and was like, see, it's a right-wing conspiracy theory that they be in school talking about this stuff to these kids. So these parents just making this up. They just making this up. Listen to what parents are actually get. They got evidence. They got receipts. Listen to what these parents actually dealt with in the school. And you explain to me that this is not grooming. Explain to me that the school and these people don't have an effort in place to groom your children into immorality. It's a plan. This is not let live and live. It ain't no way. This is grooming. Anyway, roll the film.
We doing Bible studies in classrooms? No, we're not, right? So why is this a certain agenda being pushed into the classrooms? I'm here to bring awareness to the emails that had surfaced earlier this month. The one I find most disturbing of all is of a third grade teacher trying to talk about sex with 8-year-old students. These are 8-year-old children that she is trying to hold a sexual orientation class with. A parent shared their concern and their objection to it and pulled their kid out. And instead of this teacher being concerned of what she did wrong, she goes to a district employee and asks for ways of how she can continue to teach sexual orientation to her third grade class. You guys want us to believe that this isn't a propaganda, that no agenda is being held? This wasn't just any sexuality class. This was specifically designed 3 days a week. She taught LGBTQ curriculum in her class. It raises the question, how many of those students are excelling in that classroom? Is everybody in that class getting A's in math, English, grammar, social studies? That we can
think about that for a minute. Why in the world are they pushing this in a class every day of the week? Think about, I want y'all to understand this. I want you to understand this. I want you to understand this. If you look at the statistical data, 6%, probably 6% of people identify in the LGBTQ spectrum. When you talk about trans, you got less than 1% identify as a trans person or whatever the case may be. Why indeed are you teaching this multiple days a week? You listen, you ain't got that many kids in your class that's thinking like this. You ain't. Statistically proven, you ain't got that many kids in your class. So why are you teaching this when you have the possibility that one kid or no kids are directly involved in this mentality? Grooming is called grooming.
Can dedicate 3 days a week to teach 8-year-olds about sexual orientation? I don't care what kind of sex is being discussed.
There you go,
the
Mama.
word sexuality, nudity does not belong in the ears in a classroom of 8-year-old kids.
There you go, Mama.
And when a parent showed their concern, what does this teacher do? Completely disregards and goes behind the parent's back trying to find ways of how to continue these lesson plans. The level of disrespect that has been shown to Christian conservative parents is becoming very obvious. It's like all of a sudden, just because we don't fit the agenda, we don't fit within the parameters of the agenda that's being pushed.
Say it, Mama.
We're being disregarded and pushed to the side.
Now let's listen to this next lady. Look at this. And nobody show this to your liberal friends that say CRT isn't real. They don't say gay bill isn't real. Listen.
Says, good morning, Sally and Craig. As you know, I teach third grade. Today, I talked to my class about LGBTQ Pride Month and played 2 short videos from YouTube that were geared toward kids. A parent who heard the lesson and discussion made her daughter leave the Zoom and texted me asking when I was done discussing sexual orientation so that she can let her kids back onto Zoom. I was planning on doing more lessons tomorrow and Wednesday, but now I'm afraid to. After sending the email, Mrs. Tiber received a response from Mr. Craig Lewis, part of district staff, that said, "Do not be concerned or afraid. Your principal should support you, as I know that our district, including Vivian, does," end quote. This district staffer goes even further and gives more media recommendations to the teacher, but says to steer clear of content that says sexual or coming out, since it may raise red flags. In other words, coaching this teacher on proven methods to push her agenda, but to stay under the radar. Immediately after the release of this email chain, the parents at Jefferson Elementary who have had Ms. Tiber as their child's teacher reached out to the principal and demanded answers. Why is gender and sexuality issues being taught to 8-year-olds to begin with? With the tremendous loss of learning our children experienced the past 2 years, coupled with the already dismal reading and math performance scores of public schools, why are teachers taking away precious learning time to push their own political and social agendas?
The craziest part, and I'll play the video so y'all can watch the full thing. The craziest part is that the principal is coerced, not coerced, but the person is implicit in these things. What do you mean? If a teacher was teaching about Jesus, they'll be firing them. But you can talk about sexual orientation with a mother freaking 8-year-old? I don't understand. An 8-year-old is a baby. Pushing toys around, flying stuff in the air. And you teach what you have no business talking to kids like this or about any of this. You are a pedophile. If you are talking to kids about sex and they first of all, you shouldn't be talking to nobody kids that ain't yours about nothing to do with sex. Unless people, I remember when I was in middle school, you used to have to opt into the class. You could decide not to be in the class. Your parents would get the paperwork, and they had to sign and say you're okay to go to sex education in middle school. And if your parents wasn't comfortable with it, you didn't have to go. And now they got little kids, bruh. 3rd grade? What are y'all even doing? When I was in 3rd grade, nobody ever heard of transsexuals. Nobody heard of gay. We kids, we don't know what gay is. What does that even mean? What are you even talking about? This is why I think it's brainwashing and grooming little kids, because kids don't know what relationships is like. Even my mama, even my daddy was married to my stepmama, and they may have pecked every now and again. You know, when they see each other, love you too, hugged. Ain't no way in the world at 8 years old I'm even thinking about nothing they got to do with what they doing. I ain't thought about kissing nobody or doing nothing. What do you know about love? You trying to play. You got video games. The world could burn in front of your face, and all you worried about is a video game. I used to play with my cars, man. Push my cars around. I used to walk around a pocket full of cars, and I was 8. You think I'm worried about transgenders and stuff? Thank God that moms are standing up, and thank God that people are calling this stuff out. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've never been more infuriated by a subject than this. Keep your crazy stuff to yourself, man. My son better not ever come home and tell me, but somebody I'm up there. I'm up there on your real fast. Ain't no way in the world you gonna be teaching my son. Hey, this right here, I might not even make it to this point. I don't know. I don't believe in doing anything violent, but you gonna hear me. You gonna hear Daddy gonna come up there every day on your real bad. They're gonna kick me. They're gonna kick me out of school. You trying to teach my kid about this stuff because you confused and you want to confuse children. Anyway, let me get up out here. I love you guys. Comment in the comment section what you think about this video. See you on the next one. I'm out.